Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are struggling to gain SR in Warzone rank play, you have come to the right place. Today, we'll be breaking down step by step how you can gain SR in the most safe way possible without taking any risks. Whether you're struggling to get elims or you're struggling to get placement, this video is going to go over everything. What you're going to see here is actually me reviewing one of my own VODs where we had a maximum elimination game on top of a dub. I'm going to be breaking down step by step what my thought process is going into each of these fights and our rotations and everything like that. This is part of a segment that we do every single Wednesday where we review VODs. We go over all the mistakes, things we did well, things we did bad, and just see where we can improve. We do this every single Wednesday, so if you'd like me to review your VOD in your ranked play games, then stop in and feel free to submit it. We'll be picking a handful of viewers to go over their VODs every single week. The only thing that I ask is that you're following me there over on Twitch. So if you're looking for someone to critique your gameplay and coach you to the next level, absolutely free of charge, then that'll be a great place where we can do that together. I'll be sure to have my Twitch linked down in the description below. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Ascendance, who recently optimized my PC. I was having some really bad input latency problems on my last PC, and so I hit him up. He was able to help me out, and I think in less than an hour we had everything up and running again. I was able to get my game running super smooth, and it's running faster than ever. All my input latency issues were resolved, so big shout out to Ascendance. If you're looking to get your PC optimized or you're having any PC issues, he's the guy to go to. I'll be sure to leave his details down in the description as well, so you can go check him out. So when it comes to picking a landing spot, especially in ranked, one of the things you'll see us do a lot is first we analyze the circle, right? So let me go ahead and mute this, and so I'll kind of do a look around, and because the way that this map works in Urzikstan especially, there's this big, almost like an island in the middle. Of course, you have that old town island, and it makes it very, very difficult to rotate across those water portions. And so like where the zone is going to pull, right, based off of this circle, it's probably going to end somewhere up north. So what you'll see me do is I'll instantly scroll over to pop off, and I'll try and find a place maybe somewhere on the upper part of the map to make it easier for us to rotate. Again, you can pick a different zone, but it's going to be a little bit harder on you if the zone ends up pulling up. And the zones in Black Ops 6 and Modern Warfare 3 especially were super, super predictable. But the first couple of zones typically will end up going to where the circle is on the map. So as you can see, there's so much background area over here, which means the zone is probably going to pull up this direction. So it would make more sense for us to pick a landing spot that's somewhere probably on the north side of the map, just so we don't have to cross the water here. And that's kind of our thought process of having easy rotations, making it easier on ourselves. We're still able to play aggressive and do whatever we want, but we don't have to worry about having to cross this waterfront and getting held out easily while we have the gas turret. We have typically, we've been landing on scavs a lot. So scavs at the start of this game were really, really bad, and they would pull like maybe like 200 up to 300 meters away. I think I even had one pull like 400 plus before. And so they weren't great. They weren't contracts that you could do fast. They weren't ones that you could do efficiently. And so the two things we look for when we're looking for a contract to land on is somewhere where the zone's going to pull, that's not too populated, and probably a scav. So the way that we base our population on is areas that aren't typically hot. So like maybe you'd have high rise as a popular landing spot, or dome is a pretty spicy landing spot, or things like that. Most wanteds are also very popular too. So things we look for are zone placement. We're looking for a scavenger, and we're looking for a scavenger that's not near a hotspot. And so, for example, there's only one most wanted over here, so that's something that we could risk on. Most wanteds are actually pretty easy to contest, but we don't want to do one where there's too many. So like the last thing we would want to do is land on this scavenger here when we have 1, 2, 3 most wanteds there. And so odds are this is going to be pretty spicy, because most wanteds are typically the most common contract to pick up in ranked, and it's really popular amongst really good players as well. So we opted to land at this pop-off scavenger because, again, it's kind of up on the upper side of the map. We don't have to cross the water at any point and make a rotation over that, which is pretty risky. And it's not near a lot of most wanteds, and there's not a lot of contracts up here in general. Like, some people land on the intels, some people will land on bounties, but it's not very often that happens, and almost rarely will we ever get contested for a scav. I don't know if people just don't read the patch notes, but scavs are actually a lot better than they used to. Typically, they'll land like 50 to 100 meters away now, so you don't have to go all the way across to complete it. So you can complete them really quick. And over here we have 2 different buy station locations. So if things get spicy, we can go back and hit one of the other ones. So that's kind of the mindset going into our drop. Your drop can determine your entire pace for the game. So having a great start, picking a good drop is a wonderful way that you can start your game. Again, this is specifically for ranked, especially at the higher level. So if you find yourself dying off rip a lot, or you're landing in spicy areas, or you're landing on most wanted contracts, give this a try. Just be aware that I'll land on scavengers, and if you land on me, I'm definitely going to kill you. But other than that, you shouldn't have any issues running into people, because again, like, I think in the times that we started landing on scavs, which has been like the last month and a half since the update, we have maybe gotten contested a handful of times. Like scavs are just not a popular option, especially amongst great players. So it's a great way to complete a contract, get quick money, and then get a loadout. So for pop off scav, you want to hit that? There's the most wanted up there, but gotta hit this out. I think it pulls up here anyway. So yeah, and so again, I have just kind of reiterating to my teammates that, like, yeah, there's a most wanted there, so we could get contested in this general area, but I'm also acknowledging that the zone is most likely going to pull up there anyway, so we don't have to cross the water. Is because it was far enough away, we had kind of opted, there's a zip line right here, as you can see, right here, that goes down. So sometimes it's actually faster instead of floating all the way there to where you can maybe hit a zip line along the way. You can land down, maybe grab a gun or something, and then go hit the zip to land where you wanted to land. And oftentimes it's a lot faster than if you were to just glide the whole way there.
Oh, there's somebody's landing.
Just because you make a mistake doesn't mean that...
Hit him, broken.
I was a free kill. That guy was landing by himself for whatever reason, so...
Doesn't mean that he's going to...
Oh, and then again, we try not to get too tunnel visioned, or we try not to get too caught up in what we're doing over there. We just want to focus on the contract. The faster you can get your loadout, the better in ranked, because you're going to have people flying at you ASAP. So we go ahead, we pick up the scav, and we go from there. Okay, I find some good loot.
Oh, one's above us. Yeah.
We had one guy fly up top there, and there's 3 of us, and there's one guy up top. So, I mean, at this point, we can almost assume that he's either alone or he's got one other guy on him. And we can kind of assume that there's a good chance that he's part of that original team. Maybe not, maybe yes, maybe not. But at this point, we've kind of already felt out the lobby. That first guy we killed wasn't that great of a player. He had a default skin, and I don't even think he got a single bullet in me. But at this point, I have got a great SMG. We've got all 3 of us here, so it makes sense for us to take this fight.
Don't
get too caught up in it, though, you know?
I feel cold from sitting.
I'll let this play out a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, I'm playing like... Perfect. Okay, so this is kind of like an aggressive example, and one that you kind of have to be able to make good decisions on your own here. Me, I had a PRD. I know that the one guy is solo on a roof, so I decide I have a great ground loot gun. He probably doesn't have much, if anything at all. So I decided to do the PRD cancel to get to the roof to take the 1v1. At this point, in my mind, that guy's free SR. I'm confident in my ability to take that 1v1 because, again, I've got great ground loot. I'm not quite fully plated, but this guy probably isn't either because he just landed in. So I got that kill. I chased him down. Was able to get that elim. So, I mean, we're already sitting at 2 kills, and the match just... And we're feeling really good. Pop right now, I PRD'd on him and chased him down.
Somebody popped a care package off to our left.
You can also notice too that when I got this kill, I actually knocked him with my mortar there. So that mortar that I had placed in that upper left-hand part of the roof was it was kind of a strategic mortar placement. So if we can actually go back here, and when Justice called him out, he called him out that he was right here. But when I place the mortar, I place it to where I think he's going to be and not where he's at. So when you're placing your mortars, you can actually try and keep that in mind, that like by the time they get the notification that they're probably going to start already relocating and your mortar's not going to do anything. And so when I had placed the mortar, I knew he was on this side of the roof right there. Let me go back a little bit. I knew he was on this side of the roof right here, so I mortared this side. And that ended up working out for me perfectly because when I kill him 2 seconds later, you see?
I feel cold from sitting. Jeez.
And I end up chasing him down. That exact same mortar that I fired ends up knocking him right there. So I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect. So again, you know, we're already on great pace at this point. We got the 1 kill at the zip at the beginning, and then we made an aggressive push on this guy because we know he's solo on our roof. Got him with the mortar, and so. I know, yeah. I don't ever play like that in ranked. Like, again, it's a confidence thing. You have to know what you are personally capable of. Again, a lot of this gameplay is going to be very strategic and not necessarily like I'm the straightest shooter out there, because the way that PC ranked works right now, you have to assume that everybody that you're facing is cheating. And so, like, the way that I play these engagements is so much differently than if I was playing a tournament or if I was playing a pub. Because, like, I don't know, you literally have to assume that everyone's a better shooter than you are. And so, I would not recommend making that PRD push, but again, I knew he was solo, and like his teammate that I killed earlier wasn't very good, so I just made an educated decision to PRD on that dude on the roof, and I ended up getting him down with the mortars. Continue on. Again, is really, really important. There's a lot of times where we've gotten too caught up in fights at the beginning where we didn't have loadouts, and we just end up getting third-partied. And so one thing that we really try and focus on is just finishing our contract at hand. Try not to get distracted by anything else. If we're in a gunfight for too long, then we try and disengage, do whatever. But it's literally our number one priority at the very, very start. No, it's not getting elims, but finishing the contract to get the loadout. And I know that sounds crazy. Definitely get elims if you can, but like when you are in a gunfight for so long and you keep on pinging and you're kind of in a stalemate with these other teams, is that it just turns into third-party central. People are going to see that on the mini-map, and they are going to land on your forehead with loadout guns. Because odds are they got loadout as fast as possible. They're popping UAVs. You're already pinging the mini map as is, and so like the more time you waste at the beginning not getting your loadout guns, and then you have good players firing you with their loadout guns and you don't have them, it's pretty much a GG's at that point. And so right now again, we're just focusing on finishing the scav. We got 1 out of 3 already, and then we'll go from there. So just to pop the porta-buys kind of suck to hold on to. They're really nice endgame, but through the first half of the game, it's just not something I can recommend keeping in your inventory. You like to have things like muni boxes, plate boxes, trophy systems, things like that. Those are really, really nice to have in your inventory. Zip lines too, because you can't buy zip lines at the buy station. So the more of those you have, the easier it's going to be for you to rotate and to go from there too. Okay. When it comes to choosing your loadout, I would definitely recommend grabbing overkill classes right now. The 8 attachment ARs just aren't as viable as they used to be, and I know not everyone feels that way. There's a lot of good players that still grab their gunfighter builds, but when it comes to me, I feel like the 5 attachment ARs are just as good as the 8 attachment ARs. I think it's way more important to have an SMG AR loadout gun than it would be to have an 8 attachment AR and a ground loot SMG, for example. You know, it's all about being able to bring your A game and being able to have everything in your power to just make sure that you're playing your best no matter what range or what enemy you're playing against. And so personally, I like to grab my overkill. I know Hip Hop, for example, who's one of my teammates, he's like literally the straightest shooter I know. He likes to grab his gunfighter build. But then again, he has that confidence where he feels good with like a 3 attachment C9 off the ground. You know, me, I don't have that confidence. Maybe that's a mouse and key controller difference. But he seems to do it just fine. Me, I'm not that guy, so I like to make sure that I have my both my both my SMG and my AR. Again, I feel totally fine with 5 attachments on both of them. If I'm able to hit a loadie later down the line, then I'll absolutely grab my gunfighter AR at that point. But it's not make or break right now like it was with the XM4 when the XM4 was around. Like, okay, so at this point we get our loadie, and when we get our loadie, we play for 1 or 2 things. If we need to get our catch up, in an example we do here, we typically like to play for a bounty, and that kind of tells us where either our next target could be, where we could possibly rotate, and also get some cash up at the same time. So it's almost like a free UAV in a way that just tells us where a team is that we could either avoid if we recognize the name and they're super sweaty, or maybe there was a cheater in the pregame lobby and we need to avoid someone. And so this is kind of a fun way to just see what team is in our closest proximity. Sometimes it doesn't always give you the closest team, but I know it tries to do all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, so for here, again, we got a free loadout. I went for the overkill. We bought the first loadout, got my overkill class. We were going to the second one, so I'm gonna grab my gunfighter class here most likely. And then we saw that they had dropped a loadout back at this other buy station. The way that the zone is pulling, we know that it's gonna pull back across this river. And so we at this point, instead of going straight in on this other team, because there's heights, buildings of all sorts of different heights, and basically they had the advantage where they were. I opt to call out to go to top main, which is across and pop off, which is like a power position. And so from there, we're able to take gunfights a little bit more safely. Again, when we're playing ranked, especially at this level, we kind of just in a way have to play like every team is cheating. Like it's so much nicer and so much safer to be able to grab a power position, hold that down, and then focus on getting the kills from there, rather than just going forefront into a position where frankly, you just don't have an advantage on. Like, if we were to chow those dudes in there when we're in the open here, like, there's a good chance that we're going to get toasted before we even get to them. Like, they're grabbing their loadouts 100%. And so, like, there was not a single one of these buildings back here that we could have played that would have given us an advantage against that other team. And oddly enough, because this is an area that we drop in a lot back here, it seems like every time we have ever pushed a team that's over here from this direction, we almost always get toasted. Like we almost always get toasted. And so I like the decision to just row across this road right here, because there is no other way to row across that without going super far left or super far right without having to cross this road. And it's just in the middle of nowhere, no cover, no anything. So I cross over at some point. Yeah, so at this point, again, I called out going for top main. I know those guys are going to cross over at some point, because again, that's the only place that they can go.
No idea where they are, dude. I hate when you know.
Yeah, still shadowed Volsky.
You just can't find them. You know.
Probably until Friday. Yeah, so I grabbed my gunfighter AR, which is essentially the same thing, just better bullet velocity.
Just play top main.
Yeah, and so at this point, you actually saw me looking at the radar there. So I noticed that this dude was sneaking up on us, and so like. There's top main right there. Our bounty, which was the team that was across the river that got their loadout, they're now syncing up. And so my mind is they're either going to try and take top main themselves, or they are going to try and hit that buy station.
Yeah, just play top main.
Yeah, let's take top main. These other guys look like they're coming up behind us here. I'm right up behind you on that. Shock charge?
Oh, they're already up here. They're already up here.
You'll kind of notice too that when I'm following, typically I'm the guy in the front, but when I'm following someone, I'll just kind of give them that reassurance of like, hey, I'm right behind you, or I'm X amount of steps behind you, or I'm X amount of seconds behind. You know, just kind of give them that reassurance that like, hey, you might be making a dumb push, but I'm there with you to make that dumb push. So we hopefully have numbers in that situation. So it's just just constant communication and constant reassurance to make them feel a little more comfortable. Justice calls that out there. I thought I saw a guy peek there, but maybe not.
Watch out, Justice. You're like 10 steps ahead.
Yeah. Yep.
Justice and Hip Hop are together looking at this dude.
Oh my god.
I opt to go for the flank in that situation, but I was way behind.
2 down. Look for 1 more.
No. Oh.
Yeah, and so in this situation, right, Justice had pushed up. Hip Hop was with him. And then I think you did the right thing there, Justice. I think you did the right thing. But if there's one thing that you probably could have done better is calm out that you were pushing up and that you were that far ahead, you know. But like Hip Hop was there with you, so it wasn't a big deal. Me, I should have calmed what I was doing, because I opted to go to the right side to go around them there to try and do that. That way we're not so all tunneled going 3v3 face on it. At each other there. So that was just a lack of communication, and honestly you probably wouldn't have gone down there if I was maybe 5 seconds faster on the other side, but I was just kind of playing a little bit scared because I thought I saw the guy in the corner there. But I could have played a little bit faster there, but it ended up working out. We ended up getting those kills. I got the fulls on those dudes.
I can't stick it. Oh no, I can't stick it.
I got it.
That was also our bounty too, so that worked out really well for us, that other bounty team was also playing for top main. So again, we were able to capitalize, playing safe in on the positioning, because again, I opted to push the top main. We were able to cash in on the bounty, so now we are not only our money situation is doing good, but our elim situation is doing good. None of us have died. We all three have gulag, and so we're all looking really good in this situation.
Dude, that kid cooked my shit. I didn't even see him.
Is he looking for one?
That dude
Yeah, so
cooked
looking for
justice. Look, it comes. Okay, so this is the awkward part of the game, right? So we're on zone 2 and a zone 2. So zone 2 is closing in, and so at this point you can kind of like perfect. So at this point, I'll probably end up calling out that we can play for fire sale at the start of third. We're already doing great on elims, right? We have a great spot. The zone's pulling up towards us, where we're doing pretty good on elims. We don't really need to play super aggressive if we want to. We have $1,700 right now, so when fire sale hits, we can basically get everything that we need. We can get an advanced, we can get selfies, gas masks, all that kind of stuff.
Gas station. Yep, gas station.
Yeah, let's get looked up with a laser. Better than using 930.
The back guy?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, one thing that I missed, I mean, I was looking at chat, so I guess that's my excuse, but there was some people fighting, like, really, really close here. Those might have been, in a way, free kills if we were able to get to that area and look over at that. But I think Justice and Hip Hop also missed those, because they were looking at the over here. So, their mini-map might have just been a little bit too small to catch those dots right there.
Yeah.
Flashed on one of them.
Yeah, he's...
I just completely missed that. Again, I mean, I know it's not the most exciting thing ever, but we're already sitting really good on elims. I think we all have like 3-4 elims apiece. Only second zone. It's almost fire sale, so we don't need to play too aggressive
Any
here.
intels around?
We're in a great power position, and so
I mean, top.
There's
no,
one
not close.
That
It's just by, it's by fucking
Yeah,
advance.
let's do this one.
I'm not gonna pop until you have yours. Alright.
Top in mine.
Ready?
I'm gonna buy stealth off this too.
okay. So
Good.
the advanced UAV is huge. Again, when you're at this part of the game, when you're third circle, having intel of knowing where every single player is really, really great. It makes your rotation so much easier. And so when you're rolling out a pop off in a circle like this, right? You have nothing but barren open wasteland. Like, yeah, you could maybe rotate to this buy station, but this one's typically pretty spicy. As you can see, there's a team there, there's a guy on the hill, a guy over there, and then we got people up there as well. And so here you can make a couple of decisions, right? Do I just go into the barren wasteland and try and cut across to somewhere that's center zone, or do I try and go to the left or to the right and fight one of these teams and row in that way? So there's risk in, because the safer spots are the roads that are more traveled on, and so technically it'd be a safer row if I were to row with some buildings along the path to get to center zone, or so I could either go this way, but then again, the safer roads are generally more popularized. So if I wanted to go this way, again, safer road, but it has more people there. And if I wanted to go this way, again, it'd be a safer row, but there's going to be people there. And so what we decided to do,
Let's get on it.
I'll just let it play out here.
Top fortress.
We decided that we have good intel. We're really confident in our fortress fights too. So we have the zip here, we have intel, we have everything that we need to take a good fight here. There's no reason not to, right? We all have gulags, we all have everything that we need, we all have a second chance, so there's plenty of opportunity for regain if we needed to. And why not get more eliminations? You know, that's the best way. That's the only way you're gonna go up SR. You know, I'm still minus, I think, 58 or something like that. And so that's what we decided to do. So we're gonna play for the zip right here, and then try and go kill those dudes top fortress.
Yeah, I'm down. You wanna go that way?
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of a double whammy, because again, instead of rowing in the wide open in the middle of there, we also get to fight a team. And we also get to make a safer rotation because we're rowing through buildings rather than rowing out in the open. Sniper's getting buffed. Yeah, they just released patch notes like it was like an hour or two ago.
They're rolling down right now.
And yeah, they were really good. I think compact is going to be super good too. I already like the compact.
Let's get on top hill
to our left, too.
and look down.
So at this point with the advanced, there's still a team up there, but a few of the guys had decided to go down and rode down off a fortress down here.
On these guys.
So we see the guy down there. So I'm just gonna land on the top hill here, and see if I can look down and get some picks on these guys. There's one guy in this building.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
But
This guy's solo. Let's just stack this guy out.
This
This guy's solo, so I mean, there's no
Run
reason
back.
not to push him. This guy's free SR.
he's in small.
So
Back here.
if you look at the radar too, I noticed that Justice went basically directly at him, and if I were to chase him there, then we'd probably be chasing him for forever. So I decided to take an alternate angle. This guy's already on the run. I don't think he's gonna turn around and try and shell us. So I opt to go a different direction to try and cut him off to get a different angle, because if we both play the same angle, then it's easier for him to evade us both. But if we both take different angles, then it's going to be a lot harder for him to find a cover that works really well. So
Oh, dang, I tried to leave him one shot.
yeah, and so at that point, he was actually a smart player. He did try and turn around to chow me there, but I mean, I was just better than he was, so I gunned him. I did say that I mentioned to try to leave him one shot, because this guy's free SR, right? So for me to get SR and just gun him there is in a way what we call selfish. It's not an SR respecter, because if they get hits on him while he's still alive, then they also get SR. So my goal there, I wasn't expecting to kill him so fast because the Cypher's such a beast. I was going to leave him one shot for someone else to be able to get taps on him, because that basically this guy wasn't going anywhere. He was ours to kill. So at that point, it just made more sense for us, for me to try and leave him one shot there and give them SR. I know, I'm sorry, Justice. Dude, there's so many times where I try to do it, and sometimes I just get caught off guard. Honestly, I just like, it's not that I'm not confident, but sometimes I just expect to miss a few shots, you know? Mouse and key problems. So I got him there. I get my full there. And so I mean, you take one look at the radar, right? We got a few people out here, but look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the most wanted deeper, so 7 people over here, and these are free holes essentially. Like they're all on the backside of this row, and if you didn't know, that it's kind of like a concave hill, and so like you have to go up on top of the bridge area to get on top of that, and then it goes back down on there. So my thought process is, and Justice is already one step ahead of me. Like we get up on this hill and we can look down and beam all those dudes, and so that's exactly what we do here.
We can get up. Yeah, I'm pushing up to Justice.
That most wanted is all the way up there. There's
Most Wanted's close
2
on me.
most
Yeah,
wanteds up
most
here.
wanted.
There's a
Careful.
full stack there. Not used. I'm gonna bump that.
I see there's like 20 people on that, so I just opt to use my bunker buster there. I get a break, which is huge. One guy down here. I'm whiffing all my bullets. I get one knocked. I have to go for my full because everyone has a self-res here.
What the fuck?
I'm a little
dude?
slow.
Oh,
I should have
fucking
probably just
audio,
pushed that with
bro.
Justice. But we get the other 2 knocks, which is huge. The other most wanted
Yeah,
ended up
try holding us,
pushing out the other way. We now have the zone to our back, and so now we have to make the decision. Well, do we play for this other most wanted that just finished there, or do we just row in?
Yep.
Yeah, they're like deep in the gas over
Maybe
there.
like a group skin.
Oh no, my PRD hits. I don't know where it went. I had a zip. Oh, here it is.
Here. I have your PRD. Take it.
Dog shit, buddy.
I meant RDB, not PRD, but you know, I'll take PRD any day. So we dropped the zip there. I actually don't remember where we rotate here.
Legacy.
Am my stuff good or no?
Oh,
They
there's people
running.
here. There's people.
keep here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably a dumb push. Although, you know, at this point you kind of have to almost get a feel for the lobby. So far we haven't had like any super straight shooters or anything. At this part, my confidence level is like here, and so we were already headed up there anyway. We were gonna play up there. Again, like I said earlier, we feel really confident in taking our fights up here. I feel like we win the majority of our fights that we take up in this area. So I decided to just land on the roof. What happens next? There was one guy that was behind us there, and typically when they're on like a 2-1 split like this, and you know you have 2 guys in front of you and 1 guy somewhere else, it just makes more sense to eliminate the 1 guy, because last thing you want to do is get shot in the back when you're trying to fight the other 2, and obviously, I mean, if you can win your ones, then you're straight on everything else.
Oh, shit's
I don't know why I took that fight with my sub, but
Where's that at?
On my level.
Top got 1
Oh,
knock.
shit, nice. One more.
I got a plate.
Got the second guy.
Good.
and there was a third guy. So maybe that one guy that was back there was on a different team. So that's in my mind putting two and two together, or this guy over here could be a completely different team.
Yep, he's running. He's running.
I heard that.
This guy's probably gonna try and jump
Where are
down.
those guys? Where are those
I'm gonna
guys
try and get angles on him
Right
before he
here,
gets
right
all the way
there,
down,
right
but
at?
I was just a little bit too
Okay,
slow.
Okay, Chase. We have enough. We could get you a loadout. Might not be worth though.
No, it's all good. I think these guys are guns.
Here, I'm gonna get a.
That's just being the
copy
team
you.
player.
Okay, I mean if we can get.
Okay, and this is the next big thing. Well, once again, we don't have great position. We found ourselves in like a not optimal spot. We're gonna have to row somewhere. So we're just looking at where we want to be. Judging based off the zone pool, right? Like this zone is almost center of the zone. So basically, there's a really good chance that it's gonna keep pulling towards the center. Oftentimes, if you realize that the circle is farther to one side than the other, then it most of the time it keeps pulling in that direction. And so it's not always consistent like that, but it's like it's usually a pretty safe bet. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, let's just try and get over here. Remember what I was talking about? How this is a really wide open area, and it's sometimes it's not very safe because you essentially have no cover. But the good news is there's usually not a lot of people over there. And so a lot of times you can get away with making a rotation. If, say, we were to go from here directly to there, straight in the wide open, no cover, no nothing, sometimes it might work out for you if you get really good timing. It is still a little bit risky because, again, there's no cover. If you get caught out in the open, sometimes you're just screwed. So that's actually the rotation that we decide to go with because we could play down here, but we know that that one guy from the third ended up flying down here, so we have people there. We are late enough in the game where I think what are we
It's
like
like
third,
upper
fourth?
house.
Yeah. So we're fourth circle already. So at this point, we already have pretty good SR. I'm at 7 kills already. I'm positive on SR, and so we want to focus on Endgame. We want to get to a spot where we are confident that we can try and get as much placement as possible, and really capitalize on that extra SR from getting good placement.
As soon as possible, that'd be nice. We should get like a bunker off this. That'd be
Grab
nice.
Sure, money down.
Bunkers are OP. Bunkers are so stupid. They're really nice to have endgame too. So at this point, like UAV doesn't really do much for us. We just had an advance, so I still have a pretty good idea where most people on the map are, and so like. And a lot of times, especially at this point in the game, people are ghosted up. So a regular UAV wouldn't do anything for us. It'd just be a waste of $6 grand. So at that point, it would just made way more sense for us to get a bunker.
I have a mini right now.
If there's selfs in there too, Justice, get one of those. If you can.
Again, unless you're like in a position like this is not a rotation I would recommend doing. Again, most of the people, we had the advanced up already, so we had good intel. I know that there could be people down here, but for the most part, I just beelining this from here to here is a pretty straight shot, and in a pretty safe bet. So it's still a calculated risk no matter what. So at this point, we could have wasted time, but again, an opportunity to row through here for free, like that is a very narrow window. And so, like, you want to be able to get the window when you know that the opportunity is there, because that team's going to end up rowing in. That team that was in that little no-name village is going to end up rowing in. And so this very rotation right here isn't going to be free, maybe even 30 seconds from now. And so instead of taking that fight back there, we decided to just basically go get height
I keep watching.
at Grandma's.
Just beelining.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching my back because.
This is the sketchiest part of the rotation right here, is because you are very visible from top fire on the left hand side here, and if people are up here, then they can see you most of the way down. I think you get to down here, and then they kind of lose sight of you for a little bit. But even then, like, this hill is just very spicy. There's so many different ways to get up here, and there's a building here, and then there's a building up here, and so going from this point to this point is very, very sketchy because you have all the hill that can look at you, and you also have top fire, which is also another power position.
There's big people being up here. If you already.
Yeah, I'm just worried about fire, honestly, more than yeah. There is a team top fire.
There's a team top fire. We decided to just keep going because we don't want to shoot at them or anything. Let other people know that we're there because we're in a risky part of the rotation. So it wouldn't be worth.
Yeah, there's people up there.
Down. You have a bunker on that?
I did.
Wall banging. Next one.
Okay, so this is either the best play of my life or the worst play of my life. Again, you know, we kind of felt out the lobby a little bit, and we're doing really good. I'm at 7 kills. I'm positive SR. We got 1 knock and a bunker headed. And so what I opted to do is I decided to take the PRD to go take power position from them.
I didn't get any hits on the other.
We got the knock, and so now we go from having 2 people up on power position, the place that we wanted to having a down a full. I'm on power position, and now I'm looking at them. Now I'm looking at their backs, and so essentially I should have a free kill here.
They jumped down. This guy's
Heard.
20.
I don't have any angles. Where?
Tracker's OP.
The other guy landed up top.
Where's the other guy? Shooting.
That was like an A tier. Oh, no, that was like an S tier. That was an S tier knock out of hip hop right there. In order to do that, because otherwise that would have been a really difficult fight. Fighting from the bottom hill up to the very top right there is just like that's almost impossible. So him being able to get that knock, us having a bunker buster again, because bunker busters are OP, was a good thing. We decided to buy that. We were able to take that height. We were able to get the second knock on the other dude rotating out, and now that just left one more guy on that team.
Oh.
So that gave me 1 more kill. We're sitting at 8 right now. We're in a great spot. We're in the spot to be in the map for our best chance at a dub here.
More Apex than Warzone at this point.
That's
you're not
fucking
wrong, not wrong.
motto.
That was my second PRD on someone too in a single game in a ranked match. That's actually kind of psychotic.
Standing in over here.
Dude, let's see if we can 3-2 one of these top 5 guys.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh.
We fried that guy.
I have a muni. Another one walked up there.
Damn.
Alright, watch our thirds.
That's still crazy. He was so
down.
small.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad.
Oh, let me go back.
Yeah, wouldn't be bad.
Again, great zone pull. Again, it's pretty predictable. So like as I noticed before, the previous one before this, the circle was pretty centered, and so we can only assume that the next one is probably also going to be pretty centered. And so again, this one it's pretty centered. It's more leaning towards the left side than the right side. But again, we decided to go up here because even though fire was more center zone than the other one, it's also a way harder rotation to try and rotate from fire to up here in the end game. So it just makes way more sense to grab this. This is the height building in this entire area over here, so it just makes a lot of sense to do it. And if you take this building in this particular zone pull too, then you just have so many free holds. We'll be able to look down on all this. People rowing in from cargo, people rowing in from the apartment buildings, and then the only thing that we're kind of blindsided to is people rowing in from up here. So you see we got a guy over here, so we can only assume at some point we're probably going to have some guy challenging us over here, and that's important. Sure.
I have a trophy.
DD right here. He's run up. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's gonna run up the hill. He's gonna run up the hill. He's gonna hold up.
What's one right here?
Oh, full team run up the hill right now.
Isn't open.
Deeper 2.
That quality is rough.
Yeah, full team in this house. Right below.
Heard that. Get bunkered. I have a trophy.
Guys out open.
I don't have a.
Cryptic. That's our boy.
Nice.
That was one of the area players
People
that we
fighting
had
on
run
the
into
hill
in
behind us
pregame.
too, like where we rode from.
We always try and call that out too. So like I had said, Cryptic, that's our boy, because I think someone had called that out in pregame that he was an Erie player, and so whenever we call that out, it's like a peace of mind thing. So like we know that we're fighting a good team. So like if they're iridescent, odds are that they're a pretty decent team. They either boosted their way there, they're cheating, or they're a good player. So they're all things that you want to look out for. So at that point, I had killed him, and so it didn't really matter in this instance because they were far away and they were trying to row in. But in any other instance, that would be an important thing to call out. in the pregame lobby, just so we recognize a name. So that way, when we're fighting them and we do get a knock, we instantly recognize, hey, this is that eerie player that we were talking about earlier. We know to lock in a little bit and to take this fight a little bit more serious. So just like we were in top main, again, there's no real reason for us to leave this power position. We're 3 Terminators on a roof right now, stacking with ARs, all shooting at the same people. This is just an SR sense simulator at this point, so we know that we're gonna be able to get all the holds, all the SR we need to do to try and get a win. Because at this point, I'm already max elim. I'm already almost max elim. And so the biggest thing that we got to try and worry about is just winning the game. That's going to get us the most SR at this point.
I was hoping fucking somebody would get an
Yo,
elim on that.
zip.
Lois here, Rowan in, this guy's cracked. One shot there. That wall, he's dead.
Oh. Damn. Oh, on this roof, to our left.
Cracked him.
Oh my god, I didn't hit shit. Absolute and gas, dude. No way he lives. Oh,
I
perfect.
have people rowing. Look at this kid over here.
No.
Smoke.
Smoke. I don't see this kid.
PRDing or PDSing in the gas.
Oh my god.
That guy got that much damage on me is
Yeah,
insane.
he's
We gotta play it.
Yeah, people close. I'm almost out of AR.
He's going left, Damn it. I have another muni box. on
Okay,
me.
I mean,
Yeah,
Oh, when you want me to pop it?
the house guys are gonna have to row up too. Yeah, they're peeking
Yeah,
right now.
we got people rowing here too.
I'm gonna pop it now 'cause I'm almost out of ammo.
Huge. No way we have another one.
They're rowing up right now.
Yeah, there's some crazy rock headies here.
Gotta watch our backside too. The team's coming from all angles.
All right. So we noticed that the next zone pull already happened here, and so I didn't really talk about that. But you saw that it pulled off our house right here. But that's not a bad thing. I still think that we're in the best spot possible, and we want to play this all the way down till the end. One thing that we've tried to prioritize, and especially for playing late game and the way that gas grenades work, is that it's always nice to have gas masks. The cool thing is we can actually stay here, wait for everyone to push up past us, and then we can move right into this area in front of us, like right here. And so this will give us power position up until the very end. We can stay here as long as we want because we have gas masks, and basically we just have a free rotation into this front area here. If anyone posts up there now, then they're just going to get beamed by us. And if anyone tries to post up late, then we can just stay up on top of this house until they roll out underneath us and we get a free kill.
PRD.
PRD.
Freak.
Another really important thing is that you get SR off of anything. So even if someone else gets the kill and you get a few taps on him, then you're going to get SR for it. If you notice that I pretty much shoot at everything. I shoot at everything because you just don't know. There's a good chance that you're going to be getting elims off of. There's a good chance you're going to be getting elims off of kills by someone else that's shooting at them. So like the guy that I just shooting at, he rode over into this mess, so there's a good chance he's gonna die, right? There it is, plus 100 on the elim. I got 16 SR for getting like 3 bullets in him. I got 16 SR for getting like 3 bullets into that guy. So.
Close.
He calls out that guy's close. It's a Terminator skin, and he took space after he got the knock, which means that he's probably a pretty dang good player. So I'm just assuming that the guy under us is a sweat. He's rocking the sweat skin, and again, taking space after an elim is really huge because if he were to just try and play for the full, or he's trying to hold a heady over here, then he's got the gas to his back, and then it's going to be impossible for him to row that because he's going to have us staring at him. The fact that he ran in, took space after he got that first initial knock, then that's just a sign for me in my head that, hey, this guy below us right now is a really good player, and we should be aware of that.
Nice.
That noise right there is the sound of an impact grenade, and so he is definitely chucking nades out in the sky, which is not good for us because we're 3 guys on a roof, and if they throw too many grenades on a roof, then we're screwed. So that kind of, I don't remember if it was hip hop or if it was Justice that has a trophy system. Again, when I was talking about prioritizing things, when I was talking about prioritizing things you're in your inventories and why buy stations aren't my favorite is because it takes away. There's no backpack system. They can't hold one of everything. Um, Justice had the trophy system. We got that down, which means that, again, we're still in the power position. We got the one guy below us trying to do sky nades. That's ineffective on us. We all have gas masks, so we can hold here up until the very, very end, until the guy below us gets flushed out.
They're under us now.
Yep, I have a mask, so we can play late on this.
I have a mask. I have a mask as well.
Okay. Let's play as late on this as possible.
Yeah.
Again, this is the same old thing I was talking about. Just playing there as late as possible. We can wait till our gas masks are almost completely empty. At this point, when we get into a fight and we move into this upper area, then there's really going to be no need for a gas mask at all. Like maybe if we were to try to make some kind of crazy gas rotation, but this is a better opportunity to use the full extent to your gas mask than anything else, because there's not really buildings or zones or a zone pool that I could think of that would really require a gas mask at any point beyond this. Mr. Presby, welcome in, man. Welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow.
Oh, it's an eerie team that I just killed out there.
Off the backside here. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so that was huge. Again, we were just kind of playing for that. I knew that guy was underneath us, and that was the very last guy that was underneath us. Just that one solo dude. So now that I got him, that's kind of my sign that, hey, we can play off the roof now. We can save what's left of our gas mask, and we can move up into this area in front of us.
Nice.
Moving up here, moving up. People close, people close.
As you can see, over here, beyond this backside of the rock right here, there is like 4 or 5 people shooting at each other right there. So this is 2 teams fighting. Instead of immediately going over there, what should I do here?
Flying up to the right. Yep, flying up to the right.
Okay. We can look down on this, dude. There's so many.
I'm looking.
Okay, so I was just doing quick math in my head. I wanted to take a quick look around, right? Because if you don't know, there's a shed right here, and then there's a sharp cliff right here. So I wanted to just take a quick look around to make sure that nobody was coming up from this side, coming up behind us, making sure that we have the height control. We don't have any immediate threats that are going to sneak up behind us while we try and third-party this fight. That's the reason I didn't jump on that right away, because it's more important to make sure that we're not being immediately attacked and we have the advantage in this third-party situation. I look over here, get a couple shots on that guy, get an elim, and then bang, already max elimination. So I'm vibing here. I don't need anything else. All I need is the dub. That's the only thing that can get me more SR.
Only one more team up. Whoa, watch it.
At this point, there are 2. I think I called out only one more team up, but there's 2 teams left. There's 2 teams left. We knew that there was 2 teams fighting down there. They both died, and so the only other place that they could come from is either our right side back here, where I was afraid that they were going to come up, or that they're going to be down on the bottom side of this hill right here.
Right here.
Watch your back. Oh, behind us! Coming up behind us! Full team behind us!
And so that, instead of looking over on that where the juicy SR was, looking over for the one free guy that was left of that bottom team, I looked over here to where I thought the other team was coming from, and I was right. So now we know, in my head, we are one of 3 teams left. We have 1 team back here, and then we have 1 team that's about to die to zone down here. That was the remnants of that team fight that was at the bottom of the hill. And so at this point, well, we can just say screw the people down low, right? I'm max SR. I don't need to kill anybody else. We just gotta lock in for the dub at this point. So our more immediate threat are the people coming up from our backside here that are trying to push up to the hill to take our power position.
I'm fighting.
Playing ahead of you right now.
Oh shit on me! Oh fuck!
This is just me trying to get different angles here. I didn't really like that angle because those white curtains, like the fence thing, you can kind of shoot through. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to try and hold that. It's also going to get pushed out of zone here soon. So if I decide to push back and play for that, then I'm going to end up getting pushed out of that anyway. So it made more sense for me to stack up on Justice here and play with the shadows.
Oh shit.
I cracked him, so again, that's my opportunity to take space.
Right.
That's where I push up to the shed and play that with Justice.
They're playing headies on the rock right there.
Yeah.
We
This is kind of a sketchy angle because again, you'll see me looking over to the right a lot here. If they were smart, right, they would have pushed back down the mountain and then got angles over here, and they would have had free licks at us. We are so hyper focused on this guy. I am like positive. I am like set in stone in my mind that someone's gonna come across this backside over here, to my right side and shoot us. Like we were so hyper focused on this guy. All they needed was to send one, maybe two guys, or maybe all three of them to reposition to this other side, and they would have been just fine.
Yeah, he's still looking on that rock.
But there's a guy on that rock heady right there. That's the guy we're focused on right now.
Oh, let's play zone rotation. Are we in here? Yeah, we are.
Oh, an absolute.
Pick this kid off right here. He's got a nasty heady on us. Oh my god. They got shock charges.
We'll play the rest.
So, if you notice, I don't know how good the audio is on your guys' end, but you could hear the one guy at the bottom of the hill that was just part of the other team, because there's still 3 teams up at this point. So there's us, there's the team up there, and then was that one dude that was down there. So I think it is a 3v3v1.
Bruh.
Let me see.
A shock one?
That guy's still up there. Yep, still 3 teams left.
Yeah, they're gonna roll around low there.
I don't have much of a gas.
They're close, they're close,
On a
they're
roof.
close.
So you can actually see 2 seconds earlier here, right?
Much of a gas.
Okay, look, so that guy that was on the heady right there, you can see his shadow on the shed right there. You can also hear his metal footprints up on top of the thing. This didn't click to me right away. I'm still looking at the heady. If my reaction was any bit quicker, you can see that he actually cast a shadow right there.
Gas
They're close, they're close,
on a
they're
roof.
close. One either. Yeah.
I get the knock there. I win my 1v1, which is huge.
I got no
Yeah,
fucking
no, no, no.
play.
Still 3 teams
Don't
left.
fucking switch to my.
And so we can assume that both the teams are on that backside and that we're good.
They are.
We have no immediate threat. We can play our zone rotation just fine. Then row over. Nice.
Looking for
Oh,
one. Looking for
one. Looking for one.
Yeah.
Looking for one. Looking for one.
I need plates. I need plates. I need plates.
Okay, drop in.
Dropped a couple.
Yeah, he should be down here. I'm already max SR. You guys take it.
Go right, go right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't fall. Don't fall.
Okay.
Got him.
There we go.
Bunch of SR respecters.
baby.
Oh, that's huge. Game.
Nice, look at us. And that's a GG's. And that is a GG's, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's kind of the breakdown on how that one worked out. Yeah, it was a great game all the way around.
Maybe.
If you made it this far in the video, all the way to the end, I know it was a long one, but thank you so much for watching. Again, it's been a lot of fun to do these VOD breakdowns, and if you wanted your video broken down, again, we do these every single Wednesday on my Twitch, link down in the description, and we'll be able to go over everything in your video as well. If you learned something, maybe drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you next time.